Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Welcome back to another episode of Flores Watch. So just a quick episode today. Obviously, he played and started his, I think, third game for the under-23s, for Arsenal under-23s yesterday, and got a 1-1 draw against Derby County. Bit disappointing, should have got a win from that game, but still a decent result. Obviously, before he started playing with the under 23s, they're on a bit of a losing streak, so they've got a win and a draw now with him playing with them. I think that's his second start in the league, and obviously he got the start in the cup game, which he scored a couple of goals in. So, 3 games on the bounce now for under 23s. I'm pretty sure that his under 18 days are over with, which is awesome. Obviously, he didn't get a goal or assist in this game, but still, still quality. The fact that he played the whole game, didn't get subbed out. Obviously, he's becoming one of the main guys in that team now already, and he's only been playing with them for essentially a couple of weeks. Although he had 1 or 2 substitution appearances for them last season before he got injured, so decent run of form for him right now. Decent couple of weeks, to be honest with you. He's had quite an eventful couple of weeks, and it's going to get a lot busier as well because my mate George Bird from Twitter, go check him out. Obviously, he announced that Marcelo's going to get called up for the Mexico under 20s, and they're going to play a couple of friendlies against Costa Rica under 20s. And he only announced that because we've got a Costa Rican under 20. I think it's in the U23 team. I forgot the player's name, but we've got a Costa Rican that's playing for Costa Rica, so that should be interesting to see them go up against each other. I should remember his name, but I'll put his name in the comments for you guys. So yeah, Marcelo, he's kind of inadvertently saying, "Oh yeah, Marcelo's going to be playing that game as well." So should be good. I think this is like 29th of January and like the 3rd of February or something. It's pretty sweet actually because the next under 23 game is not until the 5th of February. So um, he's got plenty of time to fly back. I think both games are in Mexico, so he's got plenty of time to fly back and then rejoin the under 23 squad. So yeah, he's got a couple of international games coming up for him, which is pretty sweet. Obviously, with Mexico, notably, it's not with Canada. A lot of talk about him trying to check out a Canada camp, and obviously try and maybe play a game. I still think it's not it's difficult to prove, but I still think that if he wants to play for Canada, he still has to make the one-time switch. A lot of people are trying to argue it differently, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Even though he only played in the senior team with Chile as a friendly, it wasn't any kind of cup game or anything, but it hasn't captized him. But um, I think he has to make the one-time switch still. But still, even if he doesn't, still doesn't look like he's got Canada on his mind. To be honest with you, you would have thought that having played with the first team last internationals, that he'd be thinking, okay, well, let's just try out Canada this time and see what happens. But no, he's obviously picking Mexico again. Um, for me, that just continues the trend. I mean, he's played with Mexico pretty much every opportunity he's had in the last couple of years. Um, he's had one, from my research, he's had one chance to play with Canada and go to a Canada camp, and he turned them down. He accepted it originally, but apparently he turned them down to stay with the Arsenal under 18s. So, you know, if he's that serious about Canada, then not that serious. If he's that serious about Canada, then it doesn't look like it, to be honest with you. This would have been quite a good opportunity for him to check out Canada, to be honest with you, but he hasn't. He's stuck with Mexico, um, albeit the under 20s. And this leads me to the other point. The second point is that he's not been called up for Tata Martino's squad for the World Cup qualifiers in January. I personally never expected him to be. Like he's got plenty of time. I think people are worried that the longer it goes, the more chance he's got of being turned by Canada and going to Canada. But I just like if he was going to Canada for camps and things, and if he was going to their under 20s or their under 18s or whatever, then I would be worried. But he hasn't. He's had plenty of opportunities to go to Canada, and he's choosing Mexico the whole time. So The fact that he's going to Mexico again for the under-20s this month, like, it's just all the evidence points that he wants to play for Mexico. He does. It's not his dad. It's not. He's not being pressured. I mean, he's his own mind. Um, his dad stated, there's a whole Canada thing about, his dad's forcing him because his dad's Mexican. That's a bit of a leap, and it's an easy thing to say, unfortunately. But his dad's come out publicly. I mean, his dad's had interviews before, and Marcelo's had interviews. I got an Arsenal program back there that has an interview with him, and he states, like, he's going to take his time. He knows who he's eligible for. He knows that he has a big decision. It's a one-time thing, so he has to make that decision properly. And he's 18. He's only been 18 for a couple of months. Like, he's got plenty of time, really, to make that decision. And his dad's the same. His dad's basically just come out and said that they just need. He's actually come out and said that he doesn't want them to make a decision, or any of them make a decision too quickly. They want them all to take, because obviously he's got two sisters. He wants them all to take their time. There's no rush. And Tatiana's checked out the England team loads of times. I think she's captained them, the under-17 squad. I think like last season. I think she's going to be top. By the way, she's going to be a top player. Savannah is too. She's with Spurs, but Tatiana looks like she's going to be a top player for the women's football game. She looks pretty good. I mean, she's playing for Chelsea's under-16s at the moment. I think she scored 4 goals the other day. So I think she scored 4 goals. She scored multiple goals anyway. Her dad's always tweeting about it, so it's pretty good. But he's come out and said, "Look, I want them to make the decision later rather than sooner." So if he was pressuring Marcelo and all the other girls to make the decision, they would have made the decision already, and that for me would have been the shady thing. But the fact that they haven't, I think Silvana has. I think she's 20. I think she's 20 now. I think she has made the decision for Mexico, but Tatiana and Marcelo still have that decision to make. Tatiana can go either way. I think she might even go to represent England, but she might represent Mexico as well. I think she's just got called up in Mexico again. So the whole their dad's forcing it on him. That's BS, massively BS, and that's blatantly ignorance as well. Because if you looked it up and you read the interviews that both Marcelo and his dad's made, you would see that if anything, they're putting off that decision. They don't need to make it right away. And for me, I'm going on who he's played for. If you look at his career, his youth career, and if you saw, he's played this time with Canada and he's played this time in Mexico and he's played this time with Canada, then I would be worried, because I think they would be like, oh, okay. But the fact it's been all Mexico, I just can't see it. I mean, from my own point of view, I don't know how it works, really. I don't know what it's like being a footballer, a dual national. But for me, if I prefer one country and I'm playing with them constantly, or every chance I get, and there's another country that I'm eligible for, I haven't played, if I'm genuinely thinking, I want to check them out, so I want to at least give them a chance, and he stated that he wants that. So, but if that was me, then I would have played with them already. I would have gone to a camp at least. He's completely avoided Canada so far, whilst publicly stating. But I think he's, in my opinion, he's stating that just to keep Mexico, the federation, on their toes. Don't make them get complacent. Make them realise and remind them that there is a chance that he could go to another country, which is clever. I mean, if you're going to do that, if you want to ensure your future, then why not? Who wouldn't do that? You'd leverage the opportunities that life has given you. So, but the flip side, if he was genuinely interested in Canada, he would have played with them by now, in my opinion. And I don't see his career going. If we look at his career in the next 10 years, I don't expect to see, we played with Mexico for 2 or 3 years in the youth system, got his senior debut, even though it didn't count him or anything, got his senior debut with Mexico, and then suddenly went to Canada, and then played with Canada. Like, for me, if he was genuinely interested in Canada, he'd at least want to check them out, which is what he stated. He said he wants to go and have a look and see what they do and what their difference is with Mexico. He hasn't done that. He's just picked Mexico. I mean, he still could go to the camp. There's going to be others throughout the season at least, so maybe he still could. But for me, I was worried that he was going to make that senior appearance against Chile, and then this next round of internationals, then if he had gone to Canada then I'd be worried a little bit. So I'm thinking, okay, obviously he's had his Mexico fix and now he wants to check out Canada, but he's still staying with Mexico. So for me, I'm not worried at all, to be honest with you. Either the fact that he hasn't had his Arsenal first team debut yet, and the fact that he hasn't chosen Mexico completely yet. I definitely I didn't want him called up for these World Cup qualifiers for two reasons. One, Mexico needs its top players. And for the most part, it has its top players, but everyone's got their issues with the roster. But an 18-year-old kid who's great and probably will be brilliant for any national team that he plays for, he's not ready for World Cup qualifiers. I mean, that's an actual crap storm of stress and pressure, and he doesn't need. So why not let him go to the under 20s and play a couple of friendlies with Costa Rica against Costa Rica? That doesn't it make sense? So for me, he's only just turned 18. He's only just broken into the under 23s. He looks like a firm player now for the under 23s. He's got, I think, at least 90 minutes under his belt now for them, and it looks like the under 18s is done now. They've promoted a couple of players up into their team, so it looks like the shift's been made, and that's what they're going to go with. And for me, I'm quite happy if he sticks to the under 23s for the rest of the season, because even in the under 23 squad, you're so much more in the scope of the first team rather than when you're in the under 18s. So he's already a huge step closer to the first team for me. Let him, bunker in the under 23s. And who knows? I mean, Hutchinson's in and around the first team now. Patino as well. I think this time next year we'll be seeing Marcelo do that. And as far as Mexico is concerned, I don't think we've got anything to worry about, to be honest with you. There's still the opportunity, there's still the possibility of him going to Canada. But for me, everything points to the fact that he wants to play for Mexico. He likes Mexico, he enjoys Mexico, and he just wants to be around that team. So yeah, that's my opinion on that, guys. So I'll be back if he plays those two games, which I think he will play at least one for sure. Has to. I reckon he might actually play for both. But yeah, if he plays those two games, I'll obviously do videos on them, and then obviously he'll come back and play with the under 23s again. So yeah, it's looking good for him so far. So that's my opinion on what I think's going to happen with him, and what is happening with him so far. So let me know if you agree, let me know if you disagree, let me know if you're a Canada fan, let me know in the comments. We'll have a debate. It's cool. I do it on Twitter. So yeah, take it easy, guys, and I'll see you guys in about a week or so. Adios.